we appear. We are currently live, but we are not alive yet. So
we are living.
We are living, but we are not live.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're zombies?
Pardon?
Does that mean we're zombies?
Yeah, I guess it does.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
hello everyone.
Hello.
We are here. There we go.
We are alive.
We are alive. Phoebe's here. Hi, Phoebe.
Hello.
I see other people too, obviously, but
yeah, I'm just like reading. Going, hello, everyone.
A lot of people.
If you don't know, I'm Jess. This is my channel. Welcome to me.
And I'm Danny.
Yeah, for me and Danny.
So,
we have a million subscribers.
We have two wonderful special guests this month for our sprints. I forgot what this was for a second because I don't have a brain. I've been at work for 10 hours already, so.
I don't even have that excuse, and I don't have a brain at this point, so.
There's always that. So, would you guys like to introduce yourself and say hi to all of our new friends?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Lovely to be here.
To be part of the madness.
I mean, I'm lighting myself at the moment from one side, like to attempt to even out the light with a sign that just says
Jen is light.
Jen is light.
I haven't switched it out for anything more YouTube appropriate. And I was just like, well, whatever.
Whatever.
Francisco, I'm from Australia, New South Wales.
Today is hang out with Australians people's days.
Yeah,
so
we'll love it up.
Too many
Charlotte, I think we really should be like super Aussie. Like, get some good live streams going.
Is my accent confusing people? I get that a lot. My housemate is like half Asian, and we're at uni one day like several years ago at the O Week, and the two of us were together, and because of my voice, the person at the stall, who was like some British backpacker running an O Week stall, asked where I was from, and I just thought that was hilarious because like usually like it's the people who have like mixed race backgrounds who are constantly getting asked where they're from even when they're from the country, and I'm like as white as hell, and they're just like, oh, where are you from? And I was like,
here actually.
Yeah, I know my voice is confusing for some people.
Well, why don't you just embrace a normal accent? Like, you should just totally change yourself to make other people be happy.
Yeah, I did that. I did it to make me happy, so.
That's all that matters. Oh.
Hello.
I get people asking me where I'm from, but I'm clearly Aussie.
Yeah, we just
my mother's English though, so I do occasionally say like one and water. Yeah, I don't know, like I get that little bit of a English still in my accent. Yeah, now I say water.
I've got a weird mix because my dad's English, but he's got a weird mix as well because he immigrated when he was 14. But because he's a singer, he always wanted people to understand what words he was saying, like when he was singing the lyrics, which a lot of singers don't really care about these days, I've noticed. But he has very precise enunciation, which I think I've picked up on a little bit. I've slacked off on a little bit as well lately, but I've got a weird mix.
Yeah.
If I spend too much time around people with accents, whether it's like an Australian or a British or like a Southern United States, it kicks in, and I pick up accents like people pick up colds. It's really bad.
I do that all the time. I spent so much time. I interned with one of my professors who's English. I spent so much time like just like with her, like in her presence, that I started to have her accent, and I was just like, oh god,
this is all kinds of bad.
Yeah, like I normally will have to stop myself from picking it up when I'm around them because I don't want people to think I'm taking the piss. But then like it like ingrained so much that even when I wasn't around her, I still had like dregs of her accent, and I was just like, oh well, I'm fine with this. Really, it's fine.
in one of my other videos where I'm reading the story that I've written and I'm doing all the accents, shortly after that, like, I'm Cockney to my wife and I'm Cockney to my son. So my son's walking around going, you know, Governor.
I'm pretty sure people don't even talk like that, but
No. I do apparently, and so does my son now.
Just happened. Great. Yes, I am a Gemini, and that is part of the problem.
same.
I'm a personality stealer. I steal bits and pieces of people's personalities.
Well, you know, many of mine because I don't even know what it is.
I will catch myself, like, if I find like a new YouTuber that I like and I watch a lot of their videos like back to back, the next time I film, I will find myself like doing things that they do subconsciously. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you being a weirdo?
I'm pretty sure I do that too. I have to stop myself whenever I'm trying to introduce a video. I'm just like, okay, what's been done that I don't want to accidentally copy?
What part of this do I not want to do? I don't know why I didn't think about it before, but I didn't set you guys up as moderators, so you can't like yell at people, which is no fun. But you know, whatever. It's fine.
Geminis unite
next time. Well, we laugh because like me, Phoebe, Emily, Brooke, our birthdays are like all within like the same 10 days. So
that's it. Me and my dad, and now my brother is having a kid, like him and his girlfriend. I think it's due in like May, toward the end of May, which is right. Me and my dad are like 6 days apart, and they know a bunch of other people. So it's just going to be like the birthday month.
I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that says about me.
Me?
I'm not particularly fond of water. Unless it's really hot. Which it has been.
Grape's a Gemini. Littlest Pineapple is also a Gemini. Statistically unlikely. I mean,
it's just a lot of us, yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyway, it is going to be time to start sprinting. Do you guys like shorter, longer? Are you like
2 hours?
What'd you say, Danny?
2 hours.
That's usually my answer is like 643 minutes.
It's either 2 hours or 10 seconds. No in between.
No. Okay, well, you sprint for 2 hours. We're going to do a little less than that. Like, probably more like.
We just leave him on mute for the rest of the stream.
just kick me out. I'm gone.
It's like, where'd Danny go? Oh, he's just off doing his 2 hour sprint.
He'll be fine.
He'll come back with an entire novel written.
Oh, finally.
In 2 hours, the whole novel's just done. Is that how you guys
really long?
How you guys do it over there?
I wish.
I'll have to see quite a bit, yeah. It'll be right.
We got lots of 20s.
Yeah, 22 seconds written.
22 seconds. That's not happening in any world. I mean, you can right now.
Specifically 23.
It's only appropriate if it's like 26 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I can't argue with that.
Okay. What? I mean, it's got to be at least 26.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do 20 minutes, which means I will find a timer, and I think that button is the button I want. It's always a fun time trying to figure out what I'm doing. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Tiny little raise. Okay, I'm going to set this up for a 20-minute sprint.
What's everyone working on at the moment?
Nothing. Oh.
Like nothing and everything.
Charlie, I'm from Australia, Charlie. From New South Wales.
Yeah, and Danny and I are from the same country, but we're in different states. So we're actually like quite.
That's geographically and mentally.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's any Aussies in the chat, I'm always so tempted to like get on and just confuse all the Americans by doing stuff like 1300 6555, and then waiting for them in the chat to fill in the rest.
Just all the Aussies like, yes, I know that. We've got the most weirdest ads out here in Australia.
Yeah, we do.
We really do. You asked what are we working on? I'm just going to work on my work in progress because I don't really have anything else to work on other than a script for the next video.
I'm working on a podcast script for recording tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. So that'll be fun. First episode. And then I might switch over to I've also got a cabaret I'm writing. I haven't written anything on my actual novel in a while, but I'm just like in the middle of half-written scene cards, so I'll leave that for today and work on the things that I'm actually putting into production tomorrow. Hey, I got it.
Write your story. Anyway, looks like there's some editing and outline moving around and short stories. A lot of editing lately. Good. I'm editing also.
I reckon the draftings will pick up around April.
I'll still be editing the same story, probably the same page.
I'll probably
same sentence, same
I'll probably take a break from to start drafting something else.
I should write the date right now, right next to this line, and see if it's the same thing in April. All right, everybody ready for a sprint? Sprinteroni. Okay. Feel free to mute yourself if you would like. Whatever you need to do to make your life better. We're going to start a sprint right now. And that's our 20 minutes.
That went quick.
Real quick.
It did. How did everybody do?
Pretty good. Got mildly distracted by social media, etc., and music, but I still got a page worth of notes for episode I'm recording tomorrow, so that'll be good.
I did 589 words, which is pretty good for me.
Nice.
I usually get about 5. Maybe 10.
Got rid of a whole page of stuff, so.
Nice.
I'm going to go let the dog in so we don't have to listen to her bark for the next 20 minutes, so. Yourselves and in the comments.
There's a dog.
Now we can say, welcome to the channel with my co-host, Jessica.
We're co-hosting with a ghost at the moment. It's really high tech what we're doing. It's never been done before. We've actually managed to harness. Oh, look, see, there it goes.
I thought we were going to do like walkout sprints where we just go away for 20 minutes and come back.
Yes. That's it. How did you know?
Psychic.
One of my characters is psychic.
I love that Laura said her dog heard the bark and went nuts.
She doesn't like to be out there very long. She likes to go out and come right back. Now, the other two weren't even out there. I don't know where they are. They're out in the yard running around somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, great.
I didn't sound good. What was that?
So, what? If you heard
someone went bang, I thought something fell over in someone's house or something.
Yeah. No, that's my neighbors being typical, I don't know, 19-year-old uni students.
Practicing their WWE wrestling.
Yeah, I think they just chucked something in the bin or something, but they just got in the car, so hopefully that means they're leaving. Just go away.
We used to have neighbours across the road here that would just have screaming matches, but they'd be coming out into the street. And they just you'd hear I can't stand this life anymore. And they'll be throwing they've got laundry and stuff, they'll be throwing it on the ground and storming off and wheel spinning down.
I'm going to write this down, put it in a book.
Taking photos, get the video camera out. They're taking notes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I might write that into my story, actually. I just got to try and figure out how they're going to go from fighting a dragon to doing laundry. I'm pretty sure I can do that. Piece of cake.
I don't really have neighbors that I can hear from here, so.
Lucky.
Yeah, we're in the back unit of a 2-unit block, and it's because we're really close to uni, where I went to uni, which is why we moved in here. There's a lot of students in our neighbors, in our neighboring houses, which is not too bad, but when it gets to party season, sleeping can sometimes be a challenge. Bless you.
I'm dying. Carrot.
I just saw it go mute for a second. I was like, ah.
I was prepared.
That's pretty good.
My aunt lives we live on the same property, but not super close. And so my aunt and my nephew live across the yard, but they don't make a lot of noise. So.
Our neighbours have been relatively good. We're in a good part of the neighbourhood, thankfully. But there's we've had a guy over the back. He's got an outdoor area. It's just fly screen, and he'll put on his music, and it'll just be boom, 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 and he'd be laying on his couch out the back there, and I'll be over the back fence shouting at him, "Can you turn it down?" Because he did that not long after we put our son to bed, and he's keeping him awake. So. I don't get it. Just get a pair of headphones. It's just him by himself too. It's not like it was a party or anything.
We had a housemate actually, like when we first moved in, and it took us, because we'd only just moved in, it took us like several weeks to realize that the music that we were hearing constantly was from her room and not from the neighbors. That's how loud she was like playing stuff. Because there's a bit of muffling through the walls, like she'd have a bedroom door shut. And so it was like slightly muffled, but like loud. We're just like, who is this annoying neighbor who keeps playing music all the time? Turned out it was just our housemate who just had their music on the entire time. I think we told her to get headphones after that.
Yeah. I was going to buy this bloke a pair and throw him over the fence at him. So there you go. No excuse now.
Yeah. Mm.
Is that Christy saying we have a deer strolling through the yard that love to torment the neighbourhood dogs?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
Whereas out here we get bloody magpies.
Yeah, we don't really get deer. We get like kangaroos, but not in suburbia.
Drop bears.
Yeah, the drop bear season has been really bad. They're all coming out because of the fires.
Oh no. I couldn't believe, like, for anyone who's watching drop bears, people think drop bears are like rabid koalas. And I'm surprised the amount of people that come over to Australia and think that these drop bears are actually a real thing, because it's been pushed pretty heavily. Like, there's even photos on the net where people have got koalas and put like dog teeth in their mouth.
Fangs in with like blood dripping down. It's like a vampire koala.
You know, they got their red eyes and like bloodshot eyes, you know, and people going, those things are real. They're going to kill you.
I love the photos that people have done of like people feeding the babies with like a syringe of blood.
Oh no!
It's like, we needed to rescue the baby drop bears. And they're going.
Yeah, that's what they eat. Yeah,
that's excessive.
I think drop bears actually came from was a Bundy rum or something like that. It was actually a TV ad. A guy took these girls out. No, the guys were camping, right, in this ad. They're camping in this ad. And they look across, there's two beautiful girls packed like near a tree with their tent. And then they go over and they say, look, it's probably more important that you come over to our tent because there's, you know, drop bears and they'll kill you. And that was the ad. It was an ad for beer, of course.
Of course, that's how it started.
And that's how it started. And now it's turned into an almost real thing.
We have snipes. Like, you take someone snipe hunting, and it's basically like you tell them to go into the woods and like beat two sticks together, and like that's how you call out a snipe. But if they talk about how they're kind of like a mountain lion, I'm like, why would you go after that though? Like, no thanks, I'll be over here where it's safe.
Self-preservation, or just be like, I'm gonna stay home.
Like, I'll just be over here, it's fine.
I'll just be over here, like behind a wall, writing a book while you go off and die trying to find a spot.
Just write the story about how you do it instead of actually doing it. Like, that's what we do anyways, isn't it? So
yeah, make it up.
I just read Dahlia's comment. Let's dispel the drop bear myth. Koalas get stoned on gum leaves and fall out of the tree.
That's why they're drop bears, because they drop out of the trees.
Yeah.
Tree at the back.
Someone who's unaware of like the drop bear thing, it's like that they're like vicious koalas, and they'll drop out of the trees onto you and just like attack you and try and drink your blood. They're basically vampire koalas.
But it was that, and it's like I get a lot of people saying, you know, you guys have got the worst spiders in the world out there, haven't you? And actually, I think we do. I think we do have the most venomous spider in the world. I think it's the funnel web, black funnel web, and it's funnel web season. So don't come out here, you'll die.
It's raining spiders. No, it's not.
Drop spiders, real thing.
I don't know.
They are a thing.
I was talking to Emily the other night because I just finished reading The Dry by Jane Harper, and it's set in Australia, and she lives in Australia. I don't think she's Australian. I think she's British, but lives in Australia. And a good portion of the book is about like they live in farmland in Australia, and a lot of it is like going rabbit hunting and like shooting rabbits and like high levels of this book. It's not what it's about. It's about like a murder mystery. A lot of it's about going out and shooting rabbits in the fields. Very weird to me, because we don't do that here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, some of us do it, I think. I don't know. I grew up in the country and never went out shooting rabbits. I think the closest we got was like a dog caught a wild rabbit once. We attempted to like, didn't go well.
Right.
If you read the Hunger Games, I think you'll find Katniss is like a one-person rabbit population collar.
Yeah.
I just thought of it then, like it's about 5 times I can remember. She's like, we killed a few rabbits. They cooked them and ate them.
The closest we get to is like there's like professional culls of kangaroos out near where my parents live, because it gets like overpopulated, and if there's like too many in the area, they'll get onto the roads and cause more accidents and things. And I don't know, and I think spread diseases or something. I'm not sure what the reason is. Just that they have like professional like snipers go out to shoot kangaroos, and they only get paid if it's like a clean headshot. That's kind of gruesome, but it's like as long as they're humanely killed, they get paid. If they're not humanely killed, they don't get paid. So it like stops people from being douchebags. But yeah, that's probably the closest to going out and shooting rabbits from my area anyway.
I know there's like fox problems every now and then. Like up here, there's a few foxes getting around, and an occasional dingo maybe, but like I don't hear about that very often anymore. They're just not the fences.
Foxes, there's just not like, I wouldn't say it's a huge problem. They're just part of the wildlife ecosystem now since they've been introduced. Yeah.
There's a problem where she's at with the rabbits.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess it depends on like the area that you're in.
Yeah. Well, like here in the States, it is deer, which we've discussed. They have like hunting seasons for deer, and they have like a specific amount that each hunter is allowed to have. But if the populations are really high, they'll raise the number that you are allowed to kill. So
that makes sense, yeah.
Because they are, again, traffic accidents and things like that. They like to cross the street, and it doesn't end well sometimes.
Yeah, my dad has a slang term for kangaroos that is suicide boomers. Because they'll jump along, like they'll go along the side of the road, and then like you'll be driving, right? And they're just on the side of the road, and then they'll jump out in front of you like, with no warning. And it's because they evolved to sort of like avoid spears with like indigenous people when they were being hunted by them. And because we've only really populated the country in the last 200 years with modern stuff, they haven't evolved yet for cars because it's a relatively modern problem. But the way that they would evolve, like get away from spears, was they'd go straight and then they just hop sideways and like completely move position and then keep going and like just zigzag.
I was sorry, you keep going.
Yeah, that was basically the end of it. But when they do that to cars, they just jump straight in front of like a massive truck or something, just out of habit. So yeah.
Because I lived in Tamworth for a year, and it's all like Tamworth's pretty isolated. It's mostly country around there, and because I'm a sales representative, I was coming back from a trip. I was coming back from the East Coast, and it's just like a mountain range between the East Coast and Tamworth. And I'm driving through there. It's about 9:30 at night. It's doing 80 k's an hour, and a kangaroo was hopping to the left. I only just seen it, and he's done exactly what you said. He's just gone, and then straight out in front of me, bang, off to the side he goes. And I was like, shit, freaking right out. So anyways, I get out of the car because he's behind me by the time I stop, and it's dark. And I had a look, and he's gone. So maybe he survived, but the front of the car was wrecked, absolutely destroyed. 2 days later, we've just removed the front bumper. It's still drivable. I'm driving down a different bit of road. Bang, I hit another one. And again, this one's just disappeared, but the front of the car actually hit the exact same spot as the first one. So no extra damage done. It didn't write the car off or anything. But I felt pretty bad.
Yeah.
I thought I might have killed them or injured them or something.
Sometimes like you'll hit them and they'll like roll over and then they'll get up dazed and like hop off and then they'll die somewhere else just from the injuries.
Just to be nice to us.
Yeah,
think that they're out enjoying their life.
Yeah. Yeah, my mum once hit two at once, like sandwiched, because in like a really sort of like country road and there was like an embankment on one side, and then the road going like that, and she was driving along and they jumped from down like onto the road from up above the embankment and she just like hit two sandwiched at once, and then they sort of like rolled off and then hopped off somewhere else, but rode off the car and probably rode off at least one of the kangaroos, I'd say. But yeah, because they hop off somewhere else, you never know whether or not they survive or not.
Yeah.
Well, with that happy note, would you like to do another 20-minute sprint?
Information. You can go write a short story set in Australia where you hit a kangaroo.
Everybody go write stories about kangaroos.
Poor kangaroos.
Poor kangaroos. Oh, Kevin said hi. He's late. Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
Hi, mate.
Somehow, despite the fact that it's a completely different color than everybody else, I missed that. Anyway, all right. Where's the button I want? Oh, I want to torture Charlotte for a minute. Oh, look at your face. Oh.
I'm the star of the show on that one.
Oh.
Wait, I gotta move over. There we go.
Every time I accidentally hit that, it's like, oh my god, why? Why would you do that? Which one's the one I want? Is it this one? Nope, that's not it. Hi, me.
Bye.
That's the one I want. One of these days, there's so many options, you know?
Yeah.
So many options. Okay.
You hit the wrong one and it just goes whoop, and you're just like, oh, I did not mean to do that.
Okay.
I feel that I've caught like the people, like even the person hosting has just disappeared altogether for a bit. And then the other person, especially if the other person hasn't been on a stream before, you just see them go.
They're like,
it was like.
I kind of want to do that as a prank if I host a live stream, just disappear. And then like, what happened?
That's right, Charlie. Yes. That bastard. Welcome to the Danny and Charlotte show.
I did a thing. I ran away. All right. You guys.
I mean, that was a good call. All right. Yeah, let's sprint.
Okay. Gonna start right now. And that was our 20 minutes. How did everybody do?
I suppose I forgot to turn my music off before I unmuted it. I was like, oh.
I was going to get my work.
I was asking what the song was. It's called Formidable Marinade by Amanda Palmer. So you can look that up.
So I wrote 551 words in that one. And I actually had a revelation as well, because there's a scene where I've got to introduce a character for a specific purpose, and I'd introduced a previous character in the story, and I knew they were going to be mysterious. I didn't know how. And then I actually ended up bringing them in, and it's really satisfying. I'm really happy with it. It'll be crap tomorrow, though.
Oh,
any progress? Pretty good.
I'll take it.
I remembered some other stuff that I'd wrote that's relevant to the topic that I'm discussing on the podcast. So I just like assembled different quotes and wrote some questions and stuff. So that'll be good.
So it was a podcast you're writing? How do you go about doing the podcast? Is it like a specific site or something you use, or you haven't got that far yet?
Yeah. What was the question again? Is it what?
Like where would the podcast take place? Is it done online or?
So I'm just recording with my friend here basically, and then I'll edit it in GarageBand and probably just use iTunes, because there's like you can upload it on iTunes relatively easily. Okay. But we're gonna record the whole season before we start releasing. So then once we get to releasing, we'll hopefully have more of a clue what we're doing. Yeah. That'll be fun.
It does sound fun. You'd be pretty creative with it.
It's a pretty loose structure at the moment. We've got like a discussion topic, and we've got a like for each episode, and we've got a challenge topic for each episode as well. So then we just sort of like go, we'll figure it out. Anyway,
it's pretty cool. You can put it on iTunes. You can do like Danny Ranger reads PJ Masks or something like that.
Yeah, you should.
And be just like real dramatic, reading a kid's book, but really dramatically. That would be pretty cool. I might have to do that. Don't show it to your kids.
I was like in the middle of reading. I'm doing research on magic systemage. So I have a magic system figured out. Like I know that there are 3 bases for which people can have a magic, but I need a specific magic, and so I'm like trying to figure out what it would be called, basing it off of modern science as well. It's a thing.
I've never built a magic system before. Like there's one in my story, but I always think magic systems should be not too powerful. Otherwise, like you got to have some sort of mortality with it as well. Trying to keep that.
There needs to be a fallibility that drives the story forward.
Well, actually, the magic people in my story are actually extinct because of the magic. So
that's great. I think there's a Writing Excuses podcast episode on magic systems, and they talked a lot about like what the cost of the magic. Like there has to be a cost for magic, otherwise it's just like
couple of bucks.
Really cool. Yeah, I love that you said, Jess, that like they have a magic. It just like makes it sound like they've got like a book, but they've got a magic. I want a magic. Can I buy it on eBay?
Yeah.
Probably. They have a magic.
Have a magic. But I haven't even done much research into magic systems. Like when I hear magic system, I think of like you've got to have like a thing on your wall with circles and lines to try and, specifically determine how the system works. Whereas at the moment, my magic system is just hearsay in the story.
Mm.
So you know how like a story can go from a molehill to a mountain as it goes through generations. So this magic could be not as impressive as it sounds.
Mm.
Mine has always been I started working on this story about 3 million years ago, sometime around like the first time Jesus resurrected. I don't know. It's around in that time frame. And over the years, it has definitely changed. So originally, I had more of like, it was more set in our world. And so it had like more Wiccan type magic because pagan. So like I was putting what I knew into it, but it has definitely evolved from there. And so like now there's no like spell magic. It's all like elemental and energy and physiology. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. There's a word for it. It's the brain magic.
I was thinking about like a magic system based around coffee. Like the more you drink, the more powerful you get.
Oh God, my friend would be unstoppable if that was.
Yeah, a lot of us would be pretty darn powerful.
It's like sleep. I don't need sleep. I have magic.
That's right.
But then it'd be expensive.
Melbourne would be the most powerful city in the world.
I mean, coffee kind of is magic.
Magic users.
Coffee magic. There's a short story in that at least. Like coffee magic. Yeah.
Coffee magic sounds like
me too.
It sounds like a really sort of like medieval themed cafe, coffee magic. That'd be so cool.
It does, doesn't it?
Especially for the staff speak like Old English. That would be so cool.
It's like you go in and people are just like doing D&D quests in the corner.
That'd be so cool. I'd check it out. That'd be mad. $1 million idea.
That cafe now. Coffee magic.
Coffee magic. And there's cats there.
Yes. There's a cat cafe in Melbourne somewhere. I haven't been yet though, because it's like you have to book in, and it's I'm pretty sure it was quite expensive. I was like, I just want to go and just be like, oh, the cats.
I just want to play with the cats.
Yeah, but then you get the cats who don't like you, and you have to try and win them over, and so you just spend your entire booking just being like, please like me.
They won't.
A good job, Littlest Pineapple, riding pretty much the whole sprint.
Nice. I definitely did not do that.
Yeah. I did check a bit of social media at the start, but I have learned usually I take my phone and I'll put it like in another room entirely. And it's just
like the forest app or whatever so that you can't go on it.
That's right. Just eliminate that distraction and just focus on writing. Because for me, I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but for me, it takes a few, like 10 minutes to like sort of get in the mode where it's just you and the words. Whereas, you know, if I've got things popping up on the screen, I'm like, "Ooh, I'm loved." And
sorry, I just saw Charlie's comment. Danny would be the lonely NPC side quest in the Coffee Magic. The Coffee Magic Hall.
That's right. I'm standing there by myself with an exclamation mark above my head, waiting for someone.
Yeah. Get the forest app, Danny. It's like stops you from using your phone, and you grow little trees, and then it gives you points for every tree that you grow, and then you can cash them in, and they plant actual trees.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That's pretty cool. I might have to check that out.
Yeah, it's good for like if you need to like stop yourself from checking your phone during writing sprints and stuff, particularly.
I do like that word, Phoebe Wood writes. White, is it white?
What?
Means listen up.
I missed Beowulf in school, so
The first word Beowulf the book or Beowulf the movie?
Beowulf the poem.
Or Beowulf the poem. Yeah, well, that's how.
The OG Beowulf. I've got one of the, like, not a professor, what do you call it? Tutors, teachers at my uni for my theatre, because I did a theatre degree. His specialty is Beowulf, so he like memorized the entire ancient poem one, because it's originally like from oral tradition, so it was passed down, like you would learn it and recite it, and then the next generation would learn it and recite it. And so I think I saw him do a performance of it once, and it went for like maybe an hour, but it was really cool.
I think Charlie's called me. I do have a squeaky chair. In fact, I might change my chair. I need WD-40 it.
If that doesn't work, try gaffer tape.
Works for everything.
You need gaffer tape and WD-40 and you're sorted for life.
That's right.
But are you talking about like my teacher that you can treat me? Because I'm not sure whether he's single or not.
All right. There we go. Squeakless. Should be able to do 2,000 words in the next 20 minutes now.
All the spare words are going into the squeak.
All the spare words.
Did you say that gaffer tape and WD-40 is the only two things you ever need in life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Universally acknowledge that the only two things you need in life is gaffer tape and WD-40.
I'm pretty sure you could make a gaffer tape cup. At least you could have a coffee then.
Yeah, you could.
A shot of WD-40.
I wouldn't use WD-40 in that as well, just because it would taste disgusting.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Awesome flavor.
Okay. I figure we'll start the next 20 minutes. I was not talking to you, Alexa. Calm down. Anyway, she's like lighting up circles. Start the next 20-minute sprint at 7:30, and then that'll get us a full hour of sprint in our 2 hours.
Oh,
good.
I forgot that my housemate has like a mini Alexa in her bedroom, and my friend was over on like Wednesday, and I was talking about, because I just bought a ukulele and I'm trying to come up with a good name for it, and I told him I was thinking of calling it Alexis, but then that's too close to Alexa, and it's just like, Alexa, play Despacito, like meme, and then you're playing ukulele. And then like 5 minutes later, we could just hear music, and we're just like, where is that coming from? We tracked it down, it was her bedroom, and I don't know whether it's just like my voice is very loud or it just picks up the entire house, because it had just started playing some random song when I'd said Alexa play, and then it had played whatever it thought I said. It was very funny.
I don't have that problem. I don't have any of that stuff.
Charlie just said that they would be going to Laura's sprint very soon, and that reminds me that if you are here hanging out with us and you still want to write some more after the next sprint, you can go to Laura Writes is channel, and her and Kevin will be doing sprints over there for a couple of hours. You can hang out with them and torture them and tell them it's from me.
The Thirsty Thursdays, that's actually Friday.
Except it's Thursday for us.
Yeah, you guys need to catch up.
It will never happen. Slow down. Maybe that's the end.
I mean, it's already the weekend for me because I don't work Fridays anyway, so I get like Friday off. So it's like Thirsty Thursday on Friday. I'm just like, yeah, I can get drunk if I want to. I generally don't, because it's like 11 a.m. or something, and I want to be focused for the rest of the day. But yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, it's also Australia. No one really cares if you start drinking at 8 a.m. So you probably have a bit of a problem.
technically, if it's like that early in the morning, isn't it still just like a carryover from the day before?
Unless you weren't drinking the day before. But if you're drinking at 8 a.m., chances are you were drinking the day before.
Yeah.
Mm.
Would be a much better. Ooh.
Yeah, no, I just know I've heard from like people who like Aussies who've gone to America and then like they've just gone into a bar and like what for us is a normal time and people are just like, are you all right? Because it's like the morning or something.
I don't drink, so I don't know when an appropriate time is to start drinking.
Yeah, I'm a non-drinker as well. But see, I've been a non-drinker my whole life. Because my father's a non-drinker, and his father was an abusive, violent drunk, so it kind of turned him away from it. And I grew up in a household without alcohol, so never got into it. I don't mind the occasional cruiser, because I can down them way too quick. They're really nice, and Baileys.
It's a slippery slope. You got to be careful because, like, particularly if you get stuff that's just like really nice, and then you're just like, and then you drink it really quickly, and then you're like,
it's pretty obvious.
Oh,
it's pretty obvious. I don't need to be drunk to be a dickhead. So,
well, that's true. Yeah, I'm this weird normally, so I don't need the alcohol for assistance.
Normal's just overrated.
I have a T-shirt that says, "I tried to be normal once, worst 2 minutes of my life." It's a bit of an overstatement.
What was it I said? I'm not mentally standard.
Yeah, I remember saying that. It's like I want that on a T-shirt.
I'll get it on a T-shirt. I'm not mentally standard.
Nice. All right, 11:30. Well,
we're gonna do a 20-minute sprint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I always sing when I'm like ready to like start a sprint or end a sprint, but I get all like ready. Okay, we're gonna do one final 20-minute sprint. Feel free to mute yourselves. Everybody get ready to research magic because that's what I'm doing. All right. I need to pull the screen up. That's what I'm forgetting to do. There it is.
And I'll try and remember to like mute my music before I unmute my mic.
Mute music, then unmute you.
Of all of the things that I could forget, though, I know that song, particularly out of context, is really freaking weird.
Yeah,
there was a comment that was just like, the fuck, regarding the music. And it's like, fair.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. It is a very funny song if you listen to the whole thing. But like,
what kind of song is it? Can you tell us the title, or is it secret?
Yeah, I think it was called Formidable Marinade. And if you look at Amanda Palmer, yeah, I'll put it in the chat so that people can go and listen to it. But don't blame me if you think it's weird.
Hang on a minute.
Don't blame me if you think it's weird. There's a thing happening. Oh, it's a kitty.
Someone wanted to come in.
We've got another host.
We like kitties.
There you go. Don't claw me in the groin. There you go.
Yeah.
And on that note.
On that note,
let's start a sprint. Good luck. That was the end of the last sprint. How did everybody do?
Woo!
Actually wrote a song.
Nice.
It's part of the story.
That's always really cool. That's like reminds me of Lord of the Rings when there's like all the poems and songs and stuff that are just part of the book.
A lonely mountain.
I finished everything for like everything that I can do for my first episode. So I started working on the second episode notes. So that's pretty good. And also like had Kevin and Laura's start of stream on.
Me too.
I could see you in the comments, and I was just like, all of the stuff that was happening is just hilarious. So if people could see me laughing like silently, that's what I was laughing at most likely.
Me too.
But yeah, that's what I got up to, and I remembered to mute my music before I unmuted.
Well, and then like in the middle, here we are again. Here we are again. Oh, I lost my mouse. Where's the mouse? There it is. The page that I was sharing like went completely blank, and then it jumped to a different page that I had pulled up, and then it jumped back, and then it jumped to a different page I had pulled up, and then it came back to the timer. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I hadn't moved anything.
That's not good.
I have two completely different computer screens, so like I just pull it up on one and I don't touch it, and I do everything on the other screen, and it just was like doing whatever it wanted for a solid 5 minutes.
Oof. Yeah, I've just been using notebooks because if I try and type like with my laptop where it currently is, I will probably knock something over. And also I tend to think better straight into the notebook than onto computer, particularly at the moment.
I got 493 words, which is pretty good because I didn't think I was going to get up to the point where I had to actually write the song in, and I hadn't even thought about how the song was going to go, so I just winged it. I winged it.
I feel like one of my only skills is like winging it with great proficiency. I can just be like, well, I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's see how this goes.
I noticed that when I write dialogue and like in a sprint, I read it back and it gets a bit janky. Like I don't use contractions. Like you instead of you're not, I'm like you are not. There's robots in my story now.
When I first wrote this book 3 million years ago, I did not have any contractions in it at all because I thought that would be super cool.
Wow. Very cool.
Now it has contractions because it sounded horrible.
Read like a toaster manual.
We always do stupid stuff when it's like, this would be cool. And then we read back like a year later, we're like, why did I do that?
It was like, at the time, I thought, they're a very formal society, so they would speak formally. But then it was like, but they wouldn't speak English there anyway. So why would it matter how the sentences are structured together? Because they're not on Earth and they're not human. So I don't think it matters. So let's make it easier for the reader to not be like, it was real bad. It was real bad.
I've even done it. Like I've created about 6 or 7 species in the story just from like NaNoWriMo, just from coming up with something on the spot. One of them's these like 4-armed green people, and they always speak sort of not like Yoda, but sort of a bit in reverse. Like if they say, "What's your name?" they say, "A name of Danny I have." Like that's how they talk. But reading that back, I might be like, "That's bad."
Why was that a decision that I made? Who allowed me to make decisions that day?
This is the beauty of the first draft is you can throw anything in.
I actually rewrote a scene in like the very start of my novel where like there's like a very dramatic thing happening, and I realized later, I was like, she doesn't necessarily have to understand what they're saying, because then I can like do it through descriptions and it makes it even scarier. So I changed it so that the people who are making those decisions are speaking a different language, because it's like it's sci-fi, so it makes sense there'd be different languages. So then that just like expanded the universe a bit more, because I was like, I really need to have more than just humans. Or like different, like people from different planets would probably speak different languages. So now that whole scene, she doesn't know what they're saying. Whereas I know what they're saying because I wrote it originally in English. But then that sort of like evolves into the next scene where the captain of the ship arrives and is like, do you speak the common tongue? And then they start speaking in a language that she can actually understand.
Yeah, I've wondered about that too, because I've got, like, there's characters and species in this book, in the story, that don't speak English, and I haven't written any sort of language. I've just put he went off and spoke to them in a language that blah blah couldn't understand, and just sort of used like the description of like, you know, he did like clapped his hands and started speaking aggressively, so he knew there was some sort of disagreement. But actually creating a language, I don't know how to go about that.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't tried to create a language yet, but yeah, there's definitely room to do that if I want to attempt it. I don't know if I'd want to attempt it though, because it sounds really hard.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
English all the way.
Yeah. I just like whether do understand this bit and don't understand this bit, and then you can have other characters who translate. It's like they said something in I don't know what language it was.
There are enough languages on the planet that I already can't speak. Let's not make any more.
Yeah.
I can barely speak this language, so trying to take on another one, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I do have to know a bit of Chinese for my job, so I've got that. Really, all we did, like, I went to China for a business trip.
Nice.
And we learned two words that we used all the time. That was "Gigi," which is thank you, and I can't remember what the word was, but the word was for beer. That was the only two that we used.
Beer, thanks.
Beer, thanks. Because the water that they give you over there, the water is like they give you a glass of water and there's things floating around in the water. So you want to get like just bottled water or something like beer or something like that.
Just drink beer.
And for a non-drinker, that was the most drinking I've ever done.
Yeah. You know, I learned German for like 10 years. I can't remember really any of it. Like I can probably remember more than I think, but like if I try and remember, I'm just like, I have no idea. But it gets to the point, like I saw a postcard that had like a little like joke written on it in German in some weird gift shop the other day, and I was like, oh, I know what that says. But then like if you'd asked me how to say that, I'd be like, I have no clue.
No idea.
No idea.
Okay, kids, well, our 2 hours is up. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we run away for the evening?
Good job, people.
Way to go.
Way to go. Thanks for sticking around for our ridiculousness for the last 2 hours.
If you haven't already done so, Danny and Charlotte's links are in the description box below so that you can follow them on well, technically you can subscribe to them. Is it a follow or is it just subscribe? Does it matter? You can find their channels down there somewhere.
Plenty of randomness and laughs in those channels.
Yeah, I've got several videos where I literally bang my head against the wall. It's hilarious.
Probably.
I made a sign during my NaNoWriMo that was just a circle that said bang head here and stuck up my wall as a joke, and I've left it there for the last like 3 months because every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
Is it like a target?
Yeah, basically.
You do like a run up. Just
Don't
super me
recommend.
straight to the wall.
Yeah. So for more of this, come check out our channel.
Oh, golly gee willikers.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone for joining. Hope you all have a wonderful night and or day. Some of you are into the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Hope everybody was able to get some writing in. Time for lunch. It's time for dinner for me, so same-ish.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna hit the end button. So bye, everybody.
Bye.
You have to wait forever.